Very good morning, children. In first lesson, you learned about what is first lesson is what is science, isn't that? So in that different steps you learned what is science, why is science, then how the science is going to help, then what are the changes in science and scientific method, with some examples and rules to be followed, that is safety rules, all that we have discussed in the first lesson what is science. So from this lesson onwards, biology you are going to learn. What does it mean? Life. You are going to learn about the life of all the living organisms. Is it clear to you? So what is the name of that second lesson? Cell, the basic unit of life. Is it clear to you? Cell, the basic unit of life. That is your second lesson. So in that lesson, what you are learning? What makes you to understand? So you learnt the while reading, before reading and after reading. Is it not, children? Cell, the basic unit of life. So you got some idea about the life. So that you are going to learn in this lesson. Now, if we observe our surroundings, in your surroundings or in your surrounding of your house, surroundings of your house, or if you go to any park, you are going to observe, or if you go to any other place, you are going to observe the different kinds of living organisms. Is it not, children? Some are said to be very much smaller in size, small insects you can observe, and some are little bit seen like ants or butterflies like that, or some animals you can observe. Is it not, children? So like that here, so many things you are going to observe. Okay, so many things you are going to observe in your surroundings. Then all the organisms which you have observed are not in same size. Is it not, children? Ant is the tiniest animal. Tiger or a whale, they are the elephant, largest animals which you have observed. Is it not? Moss plants very much smaller, even smallest also we can tell, and other plants like trees which you are observing, they are very much larger and their parts can be seen like that. Okay, so you know that some you have seen some organisms, you have observed them, and sizes or shapes, all that are different. They are not same like that. Coming to the next point here, whatever it may be, whether it is small organism or the organism like elephant or whale, if you see, they are all having cells. They are all having cells. Is it clear to children? Then actually here the cell, who studied what is cell and who studied cell? So how many types of cells are there, and what are the functions carried out by the cells? All that was not known for a longer period of time for the scientists. Is it clear to children? So before that invention of microscope, that is 350 years back, the microscope was designed. First single lens microscope was designed by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. Single lens microscope was designed by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. Okay, so what he has done, Anthony van Leeuwenhoek? Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. So he designed a single lens microscope. Single lens microscope. So what is microscope, that I will tell later. And if you want to see any object, so you are going to see hand lens, no children? Small that letters will be seen. If we see in your textbook, the letters which are given are newspaper letters, smaller in size. So if you want to make it clear, you are going to use hand lens. Is it not, children? So that hand lens is going to magnify the letters, what you are observing, what you want to read. Is it not, children? So here that lens is helping in observing the things. So that single lens microscope was prepared by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, and he collected the different samples from different sources, like pond water he collected, then he observed the blood also, he observed the other things also. So what happened means, when he was observing for the first time, Anthony van Leeuwenhoek observed the living cells or non-living cells, like. Is it right to children? Then what is microscope? Microscope is a device, tool, which is having lenses of a different magnifying capacity. Means it increases size, like. Okay. So that microscope is used to see the structure of cells, or tiny parts of the cells also can be seen, or we can take the photographs of that smallest cells also. Is it clear to children? So like that here, cell. So what you are understanding with that, Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, he observed the living and non-living organisms. Means what? He observed the plant cells or any other animal material, or blood he might have observed, or water collected from the pond also observed. Small creatures were observed with the help of a single lens microscope. I hope you understood. Then non-living things, so cork cells or any other piece of paper, like that. So when they are all this person observed, Anthony van Leeuwenhoek observed those non-living parts also under the microscope. Is it clear to children? Then now if we see here, when he observed like that, the organisms were just they were living, like water whichever is collected from a pond. When it is observed, he has seen different shaped organisms which are moving, like. Is it clear to children? So that was the first information given by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, existence of microorganisms. Is it clear to children? Then now how we came to know about the cells, how that structure is there, then are the cells performing same function, do they have same do they are in same size, same structure. So the history of a cell, when it came to know, who studied about the cell, that is very much quite interesting. Let us learn with the activity under discovery of a cell. So what you are understanding, cells are present in the living organisms, means some living things which are observed by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. He said some structures are there. He could not name them as cells. Now let us learn the history of a cell, that is a discovery of a cell for the first time. Okay, so now here in the year 1665, Robert Hooke, what he has done in the Robert Hooke, he was a British scientist. And he collected the cells from cork cells of oak tree, or bark cells from oak tree. So he in the year 1665, Robert Hooke collected bark cells from oak tree. Oak is a tree, children, oak trees. Okay, so he collected the bark, means outermost covering of the stem. So if we go to a park and if we observe the trunk portion of the stem, we can observe small pieces of this stem portions whichever are going to be just separated like. Is it not, children? So they are called bark cells. Is it clear to you? So bark cells from the oak tree have been collected and they were studied by Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Is it clear to you? What he has done? So with the help of magnifying lens, single lens microscope, he observed the bark cells of oak tree, and he found that all the cells are all the structures are arranged in a honeycomb shape. Honeycomb means what? Tena pattu. Chusara kada tena putta chusara. So honeycomb like structures were observed when the cells of bark of oak tree are observed. Okay, under the single lens microscope. So all the cells have been seen there like this. So as that bark whichever is collected from oak tree is said to be dead. Means once the stem portion is cut from any plant, it will not have the capacity to divide. So మీరు కూడా అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తుంటారు కదా. So that parts once they are branches, once they are cut and where it is used as firewood or any furniture purpose, when we are using it is dead cells only, it is going to become dead. Is it clear to children? So as that bark collected from this oak tree, once as it is cut, so it has become dead cells. So when this bark cells have been observed under the single lens microscope or a hand lens microscope, then the structures were seen empty. Nothing was found here. Nothing was found. Is it clear to children what I said? So, but he came to know that some small spaces like the structures have been seen. So, this Robert Hooke named them, this empty spaces which are separated from one another, as a cell. Is it clear to children? So, you please tell now. Who studied about the cell for the first time? Robert Hooke studied about the cell for the first time. So who discovered the cell for the first time, children? Robert Hooke. Which year? In the year 1665. Is it clear to children? How he has collected the bark cells from oak tree and they were observed under the hand lens, okay, or single lens microscope. When they were observed, they were found as empty spaces, a box like structures which are arranged in a honeycomb like structures. So they are empty because they are dead, and he named that each one as a cell. Okay, so now cell is taken from Latin language. It is a Latin word. Is it clear to you? Cell is a Latin word, and what is the meaning of this cell? Cell meaning is a little room. Little room. Is it clear to children? Cell is the word he named that for this empty boxes which were observed by Robert Hooke, and it is taken from the language Latin. And what is the meaning of this cell? Means it is said to be little room. The meaning of cell is said to be little room. Is it clear to children? So what you understood with that? For the first time, Robert Hooke gave the name for that box like structure, honeycomb like structure, each one empty space is given with the name cell. Okay, they were seen empty because the cells have become dead. Is it clear? Nothing was seen there. So later some other scientists, they started working on that, and they came to know some other structures are also present inside this box like structures. Okay, whatever it may be, the discovery of cell was given by Robert Hooke in the year 1665 by observing bark cells of a oak tree, and he named that structures as cell, which means little room. Is it clear to you? Cell is taken from Latin language. Is it clear to children? observed that cells of bark collected from oak tree, as they were dead, they were found empty. So you can also do like that activities, no? So you can take mastic. So mastics will be there like this, no children? So this portion we have to take. So small slices we have to make, very much small slices, small pieces we have to cut this portion, and that one we have to keep it in water for some time, and we have to keep that on the slide, glass slide, and if we observe it under the microscope. So we can also observe it under the microscope, keeping that small bit of it on the glass slide. So this is glass slide, the material whichever is collected from a matchstick. So we kept it here, we put a few drops of water and cover it with cover slip, and we can observe this material under the microscope. So when we observe that one under the microscope, again the cells are seen like this. Okay. So they are also found empty only. Why? Why children? Can you guess? Because that mastic is also dead. Is it not? Dead content. Is it not children? So here empty spaces were found like this, and they are also nothing but cells only. Is it clear to children? Understood what I said? Then cells of cork and mastic are dead cells, so that when they are observed under the microscope, the simply nothing is seen inside this and only empty space has been seen. But whatever it may be, Robert Hooke named them as cells. Cells means, you know that, spaces whichever are covered, like covered structures. Is it clear to you? So he named them as cells. But here these are dead. Cork cells or bark cells of oak tree are dead. Mastic is dead. Okay, so that they are dead cells you have observed. But can we see the living cells, like means under the microscope using any other part whichever is collected or whichever is having life, means it is yes only. Is it clear to children? So you can observe the small drop of blood. We can collect small drop of blood, and if we put it on a glass slide and if we observe it under the microscope, it will have life. Is it not children? Or onion, you can take onion peel, you can observe, or you can take any leaf, and if you take a small bit of leaf and you can observe it under the microscope. Is it clear to you? So now what will be your observation? Okay, so now earlier Robert Hooke, whatever he observed, or whatever you have done activity of taking mastic cells and observing it under the microscope, we found just empty spaces like. So you understood that some spaces are there, group they are arranged, and this space whichever are there, they are called as cells, like that you came to know. So then are we going to observe any other parts, means it is a yes only. How we can learn that? Means here activity is given, observation of onion peel. Observing onion peel. Okay, so I hope you have seen onions. Okay children, so that onions, as we call it in Hindi, and we can call it in Telugu ulligadda like. So onion we are going to take, we have to remove the outer coat, and with the help of knife we have to cut a small bit of it, and if we press it like that, so you can observe a transparent layer. Is it clear to you? So the transparent layer, so this is a onion bulb it is. So what we have to do? So we have to remove the outer coat. With the help of knife we are going to cut it, and this portion we are going to take. So keeping that in the view, and if we press it, we get a fine transparent layer. Okay, so transparent layer we are going to get. So that transparent layer, small bit of it, we have to keep it on the slide. We have to keep it on the glass slide, and we have to cover it with glycerin, and we have to put a drop of water on it, and we can cover it with cover slip, and it can be seen under the microscope. So what is this observation of onion peel. So this is onion and we cut this and we are going to observe it under the microscope. Is it clear to children? So what will be your observation? So when we observe this under the microscope, you can see the cells which are arranged like this. Is it clear to you? So you can observe large number of cells. So large number of cells you can see, and keenly if you observe, dotted portions also you can see. Okay, dot portions also we can observe here. So this one diagram, if we take one part, if we take and if we observe, how you are going to observe this one means, so you are going to see the structure like this, cells like this, and each one you are going to observe it like this under microscope. So now onion peel. So you are observing this onion. Is it clear to you? So this we have to remove the outer coat. Is it clear to you? So we are going to remove the outer coat. So now what we have done, with the help of knife, we cut the onion like this. After removing, we cut the onion, and this onion we are going to take like this after cutting. Okay. So we have removing this outer peel. Outer peel is removed, and so after this, what we have to do means, we have to press it like this. So we have removed this outer peel and we are going to press it like this, or I will press like this. So what will happen if we press it like that? So we can observe here you can observe here this transparent layer. Can you see this transparent layer, how it is going to be getting separated? So this transparent layer is called as a onion peel. Is it clear to you? Small bit we have to take and we have to keep it on the cover slip, glass slide, and we have to put few drops of glycerin and water, 1 or 2 drops, and cover it with cover slip, and if we observe, we are going to see like this structure. Exactly. Onion peel, when it is observed, you are going to see like this under the microscope. Is it clear to children? So now after doing that, what you are going to learn with that means some cells are there and some other parts are also going to be seen. What are the parts seen here? Okay, so onion is a plant part, no children. So cell wall, below the cell wall you are observing cell membrane, and this dot portions whatever are there, nucleus. Is it clear to children? So like that you have to do the activity. So why you are observing like these structures? Because onion is having life, children. living cell. I hope you understood. What you are going to understand with these two activities. One, if you observe the matchstick cells, they were seen empty. Is it not, children? Why they were seen empty? Because they are dead cells. I hope you understood. Suppose when you take the onion and cut it, and when you observe the onion peel under the microscope, these structures you are observing: cell wall you observe, cell membrane you observe, and nucleus you observe. It means that it is a living cell. Okay, so like that you are going to observe. Then next one is another activity is also given. So what it is going to make you to understand means we have to study the some other structures. So here what are the structures you have observed in the onion onion peel? So first you observe like these structures. Is it clear to you? When it is drawn clearly, so this the clear cut complete image you are going to get. You are going to learn some parts like cell wall, cell membrane and nucleus. So what do we call them? What you can understand with that means, you know that living organisms, they are having cells, and inside the cell we are going to observe some parts like this. So here onion cell, only one I will draw. So like this also different shapes, children. Cells are not in same size. So we are observing cell like this, and above that you are observing cell wall, and at the center you are observing dot. So what is that dot means? Here you are writing it as a nucleus, and outermost covering you are mentioning it as a cell wall, and the next one is next to cell wall you are writing it as a cell membrane. Cell membrane. So what you are going to understand with that, when you are observing living cells, you can able to see some parts which are present inside the cell. Okay, so what are those parts which are present in the living cell? They are called as a cell organelles. Cell organelles. Is it clear to you? So we are observing cell organelles. So one part of the cell is nucleus, the other part of the nucleus is cell membrane, the other part of the nucleus is cell wall, like that. Okay, so like that you are observing some other parts also. Okay, so what are those parts which are present inside the cell, and why how we are observing in onion peel those parts, or why we are not observing the parts of the cell in a mastic cell? Means because mastic is said to be non-living component. Wood is non-living, no children, whereas onion is said to be living, and living cells we are observing under the microscope, so that inside the cell some parts we are going to observe, and those parts are called as a cell organelles. Is it clear to children? Everybody understood? So now so this activity, what it is going to make you to understand means the cells contain some parts which are very important for carrying out the activities. So different activities are going to be carried out by the cells. Is it clear to children? So that one is because of cell parts. Okay, so another activity we will do. So now plant cell we have observed, plant cell we have observed. Is it not, children? Onion is an example for a plant part. I hope you understood. Is it clear to you? So now let us observe the animal parts also, animal cells also. Is it clear to you? So now what is our activity means? Now observing cheek cells, cheeks, this, okay, of our body. So now what we have to do, how we can observe the cheek cells. Okay, so now we have to rinse the mouth thoroughly with water. Is it clear to you? After rinsing the mouth, what we have to do, we have to take the toothpick, is it clear to you, or ice cream spoon we have to take, and we have to scratch the buccal mucosa and that material we are going to observe it under the microscope. Keeping it on a slide, and we are going to observe. So this structure will be seen there like this. Okay, very much slightly it will be seen. So what we have to do? We are collecting the buccal mucosa, and one drop of it is going to be kept on the glass slide, and we are going to add here methylene blue and cover it with cover slip and observing the microscope. So first it will be seen there like this. So now, so animal cell, cheek means that human being cells. So now we are going to observe like this structures. What are they means? They are seen there like this. Okay children. So first it will be seen there like that. So the diagram when we draw, it will be when we observe it under the microscope, we can see the structure. So these are called cheek cells, and this portion, dark structures are called as a nucleus, and outer covering also, that is called a cell membrane. It is called as a cell membrane. Is it clear to you? So now what you can understand with that here? So we are observing some parts. So now in this lesson you learned about the observation of living cells, onion peel and human cheek cells. When you are observing there, some cell parts are observed. Okay, what do we call those cell parts means? They are called as cell organelles. Is it clear to children? So what are those cell organelles and what are their functions, that we will learn in tomorrow's class.